What's the difference between iMovie and Adobe Premiere Pro, and do you even need the more advanced video editing software to create an amazing video? Hey, what's up? It's Chris from Brooker Films, and in today's video we're talking all about the differences between iMovie and Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, iMovie is a free basic video editing software, and Adobe Premiere Pro is a more professional video editing software which you have to pay for. So of course, the first benefit to having iMovie is it is completely free. Adobe Premiere Pro has a monthly subscription, and if you get this with all of the other Adobe programs, this will cost you somewhere in the region of around £40 per month. So if iMovie is free and the Adobe suite is £50 per month, is there any point even upgrading to Adobe Premiere Pro, or should you just edit your videos on iMovie? Well, iMovie is a really good basic video editor. It can do what you want if you're just editing a basic video, but it has many limitations, and this is why most professionals upgrade to something like Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, the first limitation inside of iMovie is limited video tracks. When it comes to editing music videos, for example, the best way to work is to take all your performances, put them onto an individual video track, sync these all up with the audio, and then you want to go through the track, watch every single performance shot individually, and cut out the parts that you don't want and keep the parts that you want. This basically means that if you had 6 performance takes, then you would have 6 video tracks, and all of your cuts would be per one track. And then once you've edited your performances, you can add your GVs, your cutaways, your establishing shots, all on the higher video tracks, so you will put these on 7, 8, 9, and 10. But the problem with iMovie is you are limited to 2 video tracks. This means if you want to edit an interview, a multicam video, a music video, if you require a video that requires multiple different video tracks, then unfortunately iMovie isn't going to be the best piece of software for you. Of course though, 2 video tracks though is enough to cut together a simple scene. So if you're just throwing together clips for a travel video, for example, then iMovie is perfect for this because you only really need 2 tracks. You can put your footage on track 1, and you can put any titles or effects onto track 2. So if you're editing something more simple like a travel video or a vlog, then iMovie can do the trick for you. Now, iMovie does come with a world of presets and effects and title cards that you can throw onto your project, and if you've got little to no experience, then you're going to be able to create a video at little effort, and you're going to get these really awesome effects. But the problem is, if you're a little bit more advanced and you want to control these effects, there is no way to really personalize and customize these effects. So if you wanted to add some visual effects into your video, then unfortunately, iMovie probably isn't going to be the best place to edit. Yes, iMovie does come with some really awesome presets, but they're very limited and you can't really customize them that much. So if you wanted to add some visual effects, you wanted to do some advanced color grading, or you wanted to add some masking to your footage, then unfortunately iMovie isn't going to quite cut it. But the real advantage to iMovie is it is very user-friendly. If you've never edited a video before, I'm pretty sure in next to no time you could cut together something that would look relatively awesome. Now, one of the reasons why I and many other professional filmmakers use software like Adobe Premiere Pro is because there are so many more advanced features inside of Premiere Pro that basic software like iMovie just doesn't have. When you're in the Adobe suite, you can dynamic link from Premiere into everything else that Adobe has. So if you wanted to add some visual effects into your shot, you can use the dynamic link feature inside of Adobe to do some editing inside of Adobe After Effects, which is a more complex video effects program. Or if you wanted to do some Photoshop work, you could jump into Photoshop, dynamic link that back into Premiere. And if you wanted to do some advanced audio editing, then all you would have to do is dynamic link your audio into Adobe Audition, and then you've got an entire program there to do your audio editing. But even without dynamic linking into another piece of software, Adobe Premiere Pro is super powerful on its own. Premiere has loads of really advanced plugins and effects, which of course you can customize, and keyframes, which means you can animate things over time. You can fade effects in, you can fade them out, you can do multi-track editing. There's just a world of reasons why you would choose Premiere over something like iMovie. Premiere also has some really advanced export settings. So of course it can export into H.264 or H.265 for YouTube, but if you needed to export for TV and you needed to export to an Apple ProRes 422 or an MXF file, Premiere has your back and you can do this. Whereas software like iMovie is pretty much limited to more basic video codecs like MP4. So iMovie is free and it's very easy to learn. But Adobe Premiere Pro has more advanced features. You've got multi-track video editing, you've got the dynamic link features, and there's just a world of other reasons why you would use Adobe Premiere Pro over iMovie. But if you're a beginner video editor and you're editing something like a travel video or something that doesn't really require multi-track video editing, then iMovie could be the perfect fit for your video editing needs. Of course though, if you're looking for something a little bit more complicated but you don't want to spend the money on a monthly subscription software, then you can download HitFilm Express, which is an amazing piece of video editing software. It's kind of like iMovie and Premiere Pro mashed together. It's completely free. They're not sponsoring me to say this, I just absolutely love what they're doing there. So if you're looking for something a little bit more advanced, then go and download HitFilm Express rather than going with iMovie. And there you go. If you enjoyed watching this video or if you found it useful at all, then please do let me know in that comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for another brand new video. Thank you for watching.